guys, Katie Heller here with Kids Can Read and Write. Today I want to talk about kind of a heavy subject, and that's when your kids are saying things like, I don't know, I can't, it's too hard, why am I so stupid? And these are all really hard things to deal with when you're working with your child. When you're trying to teach them something new and you see that all of a sudden they go from willing to try to just shouting out things to they've met their limit. They just get all wound up. They don't know what to do with all these big feelings that they're feeling inside, and you hear these things come out. What should you do? What are they trying to tell you? Where do you go from here? So first of all, I just want to say, if you're hearing your child say things like, I don't know, I can't, it's too hard, why am I so stupid? They're battling something. So sometimes it's just nobody has really taught them how to do whatever it is they need to do, like maybe learn to read or write. Nobody's been able to explain it in a way they can understand, and they just feel so lost and so confused, and they're seeing other people move forward while they just stay lost and confused. Sometimes it's just that nobody's really taught them yet, and they really don't know, and they really can't, and it really is too hard. And it's not that they're stupid, it's that they don't know how yet, and they feel like they can't. Okay, so that's what happens sometimes is nobody's ever actually taught them. Other times people have taught them, but maybe they didn't get it. They just couldn't keep up. They didn't get it. They fell behind. Now, what are they feeling? Lost, confused, like they'll never be able to do it. They're never going to get it. These are big, heavy feelings for little tiny people. They're big, heavy feelings for big people. But they're really hard to process when you're a little person who's always been told you're great, you're smart, you're fantastic, you're amazing, right? And then they hit something like learning to read or learning to write that's just so challenging, and they see everyone else learning it around them, but for whatever reason, they're not getting it. Now, oftentimes it's because there's some kind of learning disability. Could be a processing issue, either auditory or visual processing issue. Could be a memory issue. Could be both, right? You can have memory and processing issues. Generally, from what I've seen, it's going to be really one of those, memory issue or processing issue. And the processing could be auditory through the ears, visual through the eyes. But those things make learning to read and write really hard. And they make really smart kids who otherwise you would never know they had any issues. It makes them feel really stupid because they just can't do it. And they see people who really aren't as intelligent as they are learning to do it, and for some reason they can't. So they start to feel really bad about themselves, their confidence drops, and they don't understand it, so they ask, why am I so stupid? And we know they're not, but that's what they're asking. And you'll see a lot of them will hit their heads, I'm so dumb, I'm so stupid. They say these things. They're not nice things. I don't agree with them. I always tell them, don't say those things. But that's what they're saying. And if you're hearing that, it's a real big red flag. Something's going wrong. They're falling behind. They're not getting it. They're feeling disoriented. They're feeling confused. They're not feeling able to do it. But here's the thing, like, if whoever's teaching them is not getting across what they need to get across, well, you either need to slow down, reteach it slowly, go over it more, practice more. You need to find somebody else to explain it in a way they can understand, slowly, systematically, explicitly. You should be seeing progress. If you're getting tutoring for a reading or writing issue for your child, you should be seeing progress. Now, it's not all going to happen overnight, and it's not all going to be easy, even with the best program, even with the most, systematic, explicit approach. It's not always going to be easy. There are going to be moments where your kids say these things, even if they are being taught in a way they can understand. If they have dyslexia or other specific learning disabilities, it is not uncommon to hear this. And I want to talk about why. So let's say they really are being taught, they really are picking it up, they really are learning, but then all of a sudden you ask them to do something you know they can do, and they say, I don't know, I can't, it's too hard. And you're like, no, you did this, you did it 5 minutes ago, you did it yesterday, you did it whenever. Well, the problem is in that moment they can't. Okay, maybe the brain is acting up, right? Kind of like a car backfiring. It just happens out of the blue. All of a sudden they blanked out on whatever it is they're supposed to know. And in that moment, they can't do whatever it is. Well, then you need to listen to them. When you start hearing, I don't know, I can't, it's too hard, that's the brain starting to cycle, right? I'm disoriented, I'm confused, I can't remember what to do, right? That can be memory or processing or both. Anxiety will often cause memory and processing issues to really act up. It's like fuel for the fire. So if your kid's feeling anxious, tired, fuel for the fire. It's going to make any problems they have get bigger, I guarantee it. So you need to relax them first of all. So how do you do that? You can say things like, okay, it's okay, I'll help you through it, right? Tone it down. Remind your child to breathe. Tell them you are going to help them. It's okay if they don't remember right now. It's okay if they feel confused. Just start helping them remember how to do it. So let's say they can't remember the AR trick in this, or they don't remember what this sound is. They just look at this and it looks like a bunch of jumble. They can't remember. Just help them say, okay, what's this sound? Do you remember what an H says? If they can say huh, go great. Do you remember A and the R? If they can say R, great. Do you remember this one? Oh, I can't tell if it's a B or a D. Remind them out. Oh, look, daddy's face is first here. See his face? He's climbing up his ladder. That's D-da. And then go through it. Okay, let's read it. Huh, R, D. Huh, R, D. Go through it a few times till they can hear it. Hard. Ah, you did get it. Great job. You figured it out. And remind them, sometimes things seem hard because your brain's just a little tired, or it's a little anxious, or it's a little confused for a moment, but we can get through it together. And what I want you to do when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling confused, is take a deep breath. First of all, take a deep breath. Tell yourself you can. Okay, this is a black belt thing. Sometimes you got to pump yourself up. You got to say, yes, I can, before you try to break that big board or do whatever that move is. Because when we fill ourselves with doubt, our brain believes us. So we want to fill ourselves with positive affirmation. So tell your kid, say, yes, I can. Or things like, hard does not mean impossible. It might seem really hard right now, but it doesn't mean impossible. Keep trying. We're going to do it together until it doesn't feel so hard, okay? But remember, these are their feelings, and they usually feel them because they're having sudden memory issues, sudden confusion issues. That anxiety or whatever's causing it is just causing everything to blah, blah, blah. It's like a big jumble in the brain. It's like, if you're on a call and you're doing a video call and suddenly the connection's bad and it lags, that's what it's like for dyslexics or kids with other specific learning disabilities. Sometimes there's a lag, like everything was going great and all of a sudden, screen's frozen. The brain is not working. And so that's when they start saying things like this. And I just want you to believe them, and I want you to help walk them through it. Take that deep breath, calm down, break it up, read one part at a time. Ka-ant. Instead of saying like, you do know this, you can do it, go to your room, Instead of getting in a fight over what they know, what they don't know, just be there for them. Help them through it. My Taekwondo teacher is great at this. When I blank out, when I don't understand what he's trying to tell me, he'll get right beside me, he'll show me, he'll talk me through it, and I don't have to feel anxious or worried about it because he'll just show me as I do it. And I appreciate that so much. So remember that with your kids. Instead of making them feel bad or threatening them with some kind of punishment, walk them through how to take a deep breath. Walk them through how to start at the beginning, look for tricks, and get that B or that D straight. Walk them through whatever it is they've forgotten, no matter how simple you think it is. For them, it's not, at least not in that moment. Maybe tomorrow it will be again. Maybe in 2 minutes it will be again, once the brain calms down and can think straight again. But in that minute, when you're hearing, I don't know, I can't, it's too hard, and you're seeing, tears and red face and tantrums coming up, believe them. Calm the situation down. Speak quietly, reassuringly, cuddle together, whatever you need to do to calm the situation down. When they say, why am I so stupid? Say, you're not stupid. Sometimes my brain misfires too. I just forget how to do something. I just have to relax, take a deep breath, tell myself I can, and then go back through it until I really can do it again. And sometimes that's the best you can do. If you don't give up, eventually all of this will get to success. But it feels like the road to failure up until then. Let you see it. Success. Okay? So just remember, if you don't give up during all this, you're getting closer and closer to success. Don't turn off the road just because there are some potholes. Don't turn off the road just because it's a little bumpy, right? Stay on that road. You are getting closer to success if you're teaching systematically and explicitly. It might be hard along the way. It takes hard work, just like becoming a black belt, okay? So you don't give up, you keep going. Eventually you get there. And that's what I want you to do when you're working with your child on reading and writing. Make sure you're explaining it in a way your child can understand. But when you hear these things, just remember, they don't know in that moment. And nothing you can say except for helping them calm down and go through it step by step again as if they never learned it before is going to, help change their minds about this. So you've got to make sure that you diffuse the situation, help walk them back through how to do whatever it is, help them know that hard does not mean impossible, and keep walking toward success. Sometimes they're not going to know stuff you know they know. It's true though. It's true that they don't know it then. So don't insist that they do. Just say, oh, no worries, I forget stuff too. And then go back through it with them and help them relearn it. Because I guarantee you when they're feeling like this, they're not in the mood to learn. You've got to address this first. Why is it so hard? Well, sometimes we just have a hard time with different things, and we just have to keep working hard until it no longer is hard. Or, why am I so stupid? You're not stupid. Your brain is just having a little moment. And we have to understand that, take a deep breath, calm it back down, and most likely that information will come back. But if it doesn't, we're just gonna put it back in. You're not stupid, you just forget sometimes, right? There's a difference. You're capable of learning. You're capable of putting it back in when you forget. You're capable of working hard so that it becomes easier. So we have to remind kids, it's not that you can't, it's maybe that you can't yet, right? Or you can't right now. So we have to help kids know how to deal with these feelings. I don't know. That might be true, but I don't know right now. Doesn't mean you can't ever know. So keep working with your kids. Help them through these big emotions. Help bring them to success. So I just wanted to talk about that today because I know even if you're doing everything right, kids with specific learning disabilities like dyslexia, which comes from processing and memory issues, okay? That's why learning new things is so hard, because of the processing and memory issues. Well, people who have those issues often, struggle with these feelings. And we have to help them learn how to deal with them and how to teach them through them without adding a lot of shame, without making them feel like this is really true, right? We have to teach them how to talk differently to themselves so that they can do hard things their whole lives, because some things are just going to be hard and you have to keep working through them to get to success. So I hope that helps, guys. Hey, if you need a systematic, explicit program to help your kids learn to read and write, if they're just really struggling, they're not getting it, look up Black Belt Reading. You can find it at kidscanreadandwrite.com, or you can find it at kidscanonlineacademy.com. And look it up, and you just watch the videos, you do the packets, and you watch your child learn to read and write. So hope this helps, guys. Hope you have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions, because I know this is big and it's heavy. I think it's really important. A lot of parents are dealing with these big emotions, and we need to help support each other, let each other know ways that help us when our kids are spiraling out of control. What can you do? If you've got a comment, you want to leave some advice for a parent going through this, remember, be kind and be constructive. But if you want to give some advice on what's worked for you when your child's melting down, let us know. What do you do? What do you do to help your child feel smart again? What do you do to help your child get past the I don't knows and I can't and it's too hard and I'm stupid feelings? How do you do it? I hope it's not giving up. I hope you found a way to keep your child moving forward, because in the end, they really will feel all of these things if you never address whatever skill they're trying to learn that they're struggling with. So you have to get through the hard to get to the easy. And sometimes there's a lot of hard to get through. So I'm interested in hearing your techniques, how you do it. I know for me, the biggest thing is just deflating the situation, talking it through, showing them how to do whatever it is they're struggling with again and again and again until they can do it on their own. But I'm interested in hearing what you do. So hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me today. Talk to you soon.